Okay, let's play a little bit of Blitzkrieg BRS. It's for Battle Royale Solitaire, Bataille Royale Solitaire. Alors, here we go. You have three kinds of cards in this game. You have first 6 arena cards. Arena cards show locations, like see here downtown, a negative effect and a positive effect. So you play one arena, then migrate to the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and the game says that you need to go through all of them to finish the game. It says that you can do that in 1 hour, but don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's longer than this, maybe less than an hour for an arena, but not an hour for all of them, that's for sure. So downtown, well, anyway, when you set up the game, shuffle the 6 arenas, draw 3 of them, well, look at them, choose one, and then you can begin. Let's start in the marketplace. So what it says here, all B and C weapons have -1 to damage. After you loot, you may replace that weapon with the one on top of the discard pile. So that will be my 2 effects. You need to remember this as you play. You have the effects. So I place my arena here under my draw deck. It's not the same configuration as it shows in the rule book. I find that this is more, well, you need to just place the cards so you are comfortable. I guess you shuffle back the 2 that you didn't pick. When you go to another arena, you won't have a choice. You'll just go through the deck one by one, starting from the top after the first arena. Now, you have this card here, which represents a poison gas cloud. It comes closer and closer as it would in Fortnite, I guess. So the card starts here, then goes here, here, and then you shuffle it into the draw deck. And when eventually you draw it, the game, well, not the game, but the arena part, this arena's section of the game ends and you score points. So this is how you finish an arena when you draw the Poison Cloud deck. You can also finish an arena and the game actually if you lose 3 lives, which are represented by 3 cards. You have like 3 hit points. So if you lose to a fighter, you lose a life that you shuffle back into the deck. When you have no lives left, you've lost the game. That's the only way you can lose the game, else you just go on to the next arena, and that's it. Let's look at these cards. You have basically 2 types of cards. Most of them are fighter cards. Some are reward cards. You have only 7 of those reward cards. So let's look at them first. If you pick a reward, like this is armor, just place it under one of your hit points. So you can have 3 rewards at the same time, but not more. If you have less than 3 lives, you can have less rewards. Sorry. So armor is very good. So reward cards are cool. Now most of them cards here are made like so. So you have 3 sections. One is for engagement of a fighter, Noir being one, a move action, and a loot action. Looting is always taking a new gun. Guns are defined by close range, medium range, and long range damage. So 3, 3, and 5 in this case. And a letter. Letter defines how frequent you'll get these types of weapons in the deck. So A is more frequent than B, more frequent than C, and more frequent than X. X are rare weapons. Move actions. Move actions are defined by text that you need to read and resolve, but also by a poison cloud icon, a little skull and crossbones here. I didn't count them, but I figure that maybe half of them have poison cloud icons. So you need to remember that. The aim of the game is to beat fighters more than once. So beating Natasha once doesn't give you any points. You need to beat her twice, 3 times, 4 times to get more points. Same thing with Ranger, same thing with the other. So here, beating Ranger twice would give me 6 points. You discard the lower points and you would be down to 6 points at the end of the arena if you manage to beat these 2 Ranger cards. So beating the fighters is the aim of the game. You need to beat them many times. Fighters, again, are defined by their strength or defense or whatever. And range. So this Ranger guy I can fight at long range, but this Ranger guy I can fight at close range with different strength. You have also here bonus damage. We'll see when we engage a fighter how this is used. So first things first, shuffle the deck, lay it out, and here we go. Each round you draw face down 3 cards, and you'll need to resolve 1 loot, 1 move, and 1 engage in these 3 cards. So I flip 1, skull, medium range, 5 strength, run, discard 1 card from the Blitzkrieg deck, and this pistol here. The original rules say that you start with 1 weapon, but I always start with no weapons because I find the game too easy. It does say that as a variant rule, variant. So I have no weapons now. I cannot engage a fighter without a weapon, so I need a weapon, and also I could run. Discard 1 card from the Blitzkrieg deck. That's what I'll do. Remember, the aim of the game is to beat fighters many times. In order to do that, you don't want the poison gas cloud to enter the deck soon. You want it to stay far away as long as you can before it goes into the deck, because the arena ends when you draw the poison cloud. So this is a very important effect if you want to score points. Don't let the poison cloud advance. So when you find a move action without a poison cloud icon, do it unless you're very, well, your strategy depends on it. But most of the time, if it doesn't have a poison icon, then go for it. Run, in this case. I use here cubes to represent engagement, loot, and move, to keep track of what I've done, because oftentimes I'm distracted or I don't know, and don't know where I'm left in the game. So when I move, I take my yellow cube, put it on the arena, and I run. So I discard this, discard spot here. And it says to discard 1 card from the deck. So that's done. My move action is done. This guy's skull again. Skull 7 at long range. I still don't have a weapon, so now I'm going to loot and get this good weapon here. I have an engagement left. Hopefully it's at close range because my weapon is strong at close range, but it's not. it's ZR99, this fighter here. 8 strength at medium range. So the context is that I'm fighting him at medium range. Let's do that. 8 strength is difficult to beat, especially with this gun here. It only has 3 strength. I absolutely need to engage him in a round. You're required to do the 3 actions, so I cannot just bail out. We're fighting, so we're fighting Skull, and he's strong. He has 7 at long range, and all B and C weapons have he has 8 strength. It's not Skull that I'm fighting, it's this guy, sorry. ZR99, 8 strength, medium range. But my weapon is a C weapon, and this arena says that all B and C weapons have -1 to their damage, so it only has 2 damage. I'm done. The way you perform attacks is that you draw a bonus damage card and apply the bonus damage to the appropriate range. So remember, we're fighting at medium range. 3 plus 4 equals 7, and this guy has 8 strength, so that's not sufficient to beat ZR99. So I'm going to not beat ZR99. Beats me instead. I'm going to need to shuffle one of my lives into my deck. I don't shuffle it, I just stack it on top. I don't know what it is, so randomly it's as good as the next one, I guess. So these 2 cards, what do I do with them? This was my weapon. If the letter from the bonus damage card would have been the same as my weapons card, I would have kept my weapon. But since they are different, I need to discard both. The weapon jammed, or there's no ammo left, so I'm again stuck with no weapons. This guy made me lose a life, so that was round 1. Not a very good round. I'm still left with no weapons. I've lost a hit point, and that's too bad. Round 2. Still flip. I need weapons. This here has a poison cloud icon. I don't want that. I'm going to take the weapon. It's a B weapon, so B and C weapons have -1 to them, but hey, I can't fight pink. I have no weapons, and so I'm taking the loot action. But in this area, the marketplace, it says here, as a positive effect, after you loot, you may replace that weapon with the one on top of the discard pile. So I need to figure out, should I keep the long range rifle or the B assault type rifle? I figure that this one is stronger. I'm going to discard this one and keep this one instead. I've looted now. Let's go for my next action. Again, a move action with the poison cloud icon, so I don't like that. Oh, this guy is not very strong at close range. Doctor, 4 strength, close range. So let's fight Doctor. I'm going to take my engagement cue. I have 3 strength, but in the marketplace it's a C weapon, so it's 2 strength at close range. I need a bonus damage card. It says 4, so 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 is sufficient to beat Doctor, so I've beaten Doctor. That's good. So Doctor goes into my kill zone. The letters now are not the same, so I'm losing my big rifle here. Still have no weapons left. It's not going great as a game starts. I have one action remaining. It needs to be a move action. And hey, fortunately, it doesn't have the poison cloud icon. Mark for death. If you have at least one elimination, draw one Blitzkrieg card. If it blah 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 blah. One elimination. What is an elimination? And remember, the aim of the game is to have killed many times the same fighter. That's what you call an elimination. If you have killed just one of the fighter's copies, I guess, incarnations, it's just a kill. If you have killed him or her 2, 3, or 4 times, that's called an elimination. So now I don't have any eliminations. This card doesn't do anything. So it's a move action that doesn't do anything, actually. Round 2 is done. Take back my action cubes. Draw 3. Flip 1. Oh, that's good. That's a first aid kit. First aid kit is very good as it gives me back 1 life. Hey, luck is turning. Now move action with a poison icon. Well, that's not a move action I've done. That was an engagement. A reward is actually an engagement. So I'm left with either a move action or a loot. I have no weapons. I need this good rifle here. And the move action has a poison cloud icon that I don't like, so I'm going to loot. Whoops, sorry. Loot. I could also, because I'm in the marketplace, loot the RPG here, rocket propelled grenade. It's better than this one, so that's what I'll do. It's an X weapon, so X weapons rarely are used twice. And I'm left with the move action. I have no choice but to take it. And fortunately, again, no skull and crossbone icon. Found it. Take the top card of the discard pile as your weapon. Alright. So this I keep as well. Another round done. Take back the action cubes. Draw again 3 cards. Flip 1. You get the idea. So now I could go for this good rifle again. Let's do that. I have 3 now. The regular game is that you can have 4 weapons at once, never more. But sometimes the arena will change that. Sometimes it'll reduce that to only 2 weapons. Sometimes to 5 weapons. So 4 weapons slots. Move action with a poison icon. Don't like that. This guy 6 at medium range. I can beat him. So Goliath I'm going to take, well, fight at medium range. 6 medium range. 6 medium range. So I have 2 weapons here which are C weapons. Marketplace, remember, C weapons -1, so they're 4 at medium range. Or I could shoot a grenade at this guy. It's not a C weapon or a B weapon, so 7 at medium range. I would be sure to beat Goliath. Explode Goliath. What should I do? Should I take the chance? Yeah, I'm going to take a chance and use this weapon. So it's a 4 medium range damage plus my bonus damage of 3. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. He has 6, so I beat Goliath. The regular rules call for ties you beat. Attacker, well, you, the player, wins when you equal their strength, but I find the game too easy, so I house rule that I need to beat the defense of the guy. So that happens now. 7 is more than 6. So Goliath is killed. Now these letters are not the same. So unfortunately I lose my big rifle. Engagement is done. I'm left with the move action. And again, no poison cloud icon. Backtrack. Shuffle 3 cards from the discard pile into the Blitzkrieg deck. That's a very good action actually, because what you'll do is you'll try to find one that you already have, or well, where's my, wasn't there a first aid kit here? I've kept it. Anyway, if I find Doctor or Goliath, I should take Doctor. Well, else 2 of the same is good as well. 2 skulls and 1 Doctor I put here and shuffle back into the deck. And I've backtracked. Again, my actions are done for this round. Take my action cubes again and go on like this. I wanted to show you what happens when the poison cloud advances, so I'm going to keep playing until that happens. I'm going to take the armor, of course, so my engagement is done. Here, well, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to take the pistol because, well, I'm in the marketplace. I'm going to take this one instead. And I'm left with the move action. Again, no poison gas icon. So under fire, says either discard 1 weapon or take 1 damage. I'll take my armor as a 1 damage. And that's done. Another round. Okay, let's take the move action just to have the poison gas move. So this is the poison gas effect. Rank up. If you have at least 2 eliminations, replace, well, I have no eliminations. That's not very strategic of me. I'm not going to do that for the purpose of the tutorial. I'm going to fight Goliath because I already have a Goliath card, and this is the aim of the game. Beat the same fighter many times. So he's 5 strength, so that's low. Long range. 5 strength, long range. These 2 weapons can do it. This one, even though it's a C weapon, so it's 6 in the marketplace versus the 5. I already beat Goliath, but I still need to draw a bonus damage. I beat, and see here, I have the same letter, C and C. So I still have ammo for my big rifle. I keep it. That's the good news. And Goliath is killed. I now have 1 kill for Doctor, 1 elimination for Goliath. That's very good. Let's flip it. Here, under fire. Again, for the purpose of the game, I'm trying to have the poison gas move. So here, still no icon. Too lucky for this tutorial. Look through the Beanos, or Beanos, I don't know what that means. Flip the top card of the Blitzkrieg deck face up. Just shows me that this card is a ranger. 1 last round. I need the poison gas to move so I can show you what. Oh, it's done. So again, purpose of the tutorial, let's do the move action, even though it has a poison cloud icon. Time passes. Discard 2 cards from the Blitzkrieg deck. Flip, flip. and the poison card moves 1, like so. Remember, I said this game is too easy, so I house rule that every time the poison cloud icon is triggered, it moves the cloud until it's in the deck, even though it might be in the deck even each time the poison trigger is triggered. Each time you trigger the poison cloud, you also either lose a kill or lose a life. That's a house rule. So I'm going to lose a life. Oh, should have been shuffled into the deck, actually. When you lose a life, you shuffle it into the deck. And that's, I'm going to end my round and then show you how you score. ZR99, I could either engage or take a weapon. Let's take a weapon for the tutorial. So I have already 4 weapons. If I take another one, I need to discard one. So let's discard, well, they're the same. So here we go. I need to engage this guy. It's Noir, 4 strength, at long range, easy to beat. Let's take this one. It's an A weapon, so the marketplace doesn't affect it. Still 4 at long range. I beat it. Why I took the A weapon is because of the marketplace effect, but also remember A's are more frequent than the other ones. So I have 4 plus, well, he was at long range, so 4 plus 2, 6. It's enough to beat the 4, and also it's the same letter, so I keep my my rifle here. Noir is killed. So I would proceed that way until I draw the poison card or I'm dead, and then I would score points. How would you do that? Well, you discard 1 kill of each fighter, and you're left with, in this case, just 1 card, and this goes into a score pile that never returns to the deck. I have now 6 points because of the fighter's strength. I've discarded the 5 points because it's less points, and these return to the deck. This one goes to my score pile. I would discard down to 2 weapons. I don't know which one I would keep. Let's say these 2. The poison cloud goes back. Action cubes. This arena is done, so it goes at the bottom. I draw the next one. My lives I keep. If I would have rewards on top, let's say I have this one. Anyway, any reward I would keep between arenas. Else, everything else is shuffled back into the deck. You reform the deck, and you carry on with your next arena. Adding, at the end of the arena, you add your points that you scored for your eliminations to your score pile, and this is how you score points. You need to beat your I score. In here, there are guidelines to how many points are good games, I guess, easy games, hard games, medium games. But I figure you just need to have more points than your last game and you're satisfied. House rules affect the number of points you score, of course. So my 2 house rules are: if you trigger the poison gas effect, you move the poison cloud until it's in the deck, but also you either lose a kill or lose a life. My second rule, house rule, is that you need to beat the fighter's strength and not just equal it. And also I'm using the variant rule where you start with no weapons at first. That's it for Blitzkrieg BRS. It's a nice game. A little bit too easy, I think, with the regular rules, but hey, try it.